Welcome guys, F1 is back, the summer break is over, round 15, 10 to go to the end of the season, and we head to the homeland of Max Verstappen. He's dominated this weekend. Every time we've been here since it's revamped itself back on the F1 calendar, it's a roller coaster of a circuit, flows its way through the sand dunes. It looks brilliant, the fantastically looking turn 3 banked corner, the cars look magnificent flowing through there. It's a brilliant, tricky circuit, as Daniel Ricciardo found out, and we've got fast, twisty, just 14 turns this circuit, 2 DRS zones, for 55% full throttle only around this circuit. 2 DRS zones down to turn 1, turn 11, 72 lap race, just 4.2 kilometers this circuit. A lap record of 1 minute 11.097 held by Lewis Hamilton in 21, in fact, still. High downforce circuit, it should be spectacular. The weather conditions showing some rain for Friday, it should be dry on Saturday and Sunday. Tyres for this weekend, tyre talk again. It's the hardest in the range from Pirelli, the C1 for the hard, the C2 for the medium, and the C3 for the softs. Last year though, we got a brilliant race. It's probably one of the best races of the season last season, wasn't it? We had rain pouring down on lap 1. Sergio Perez pitted early and made up some good places. It then dried by lap 10 or 12 in fact, and Lewis Hamilton was way back. Lewis Hamilton was way back, but Fernando Alonso, I was going to say, was on a charge from P5 up to P2. A slow pit stop set him back, but then he was on a charge again. Rain came down lap 62, and well, Max Verstappen held on for the win. Fernando Alonso second and Pierre Gasly in third place. It was brilliant racing. Let's hope for similar this time out. On to the predictions. It's a tough one, but I'm going for Lando, Norris to nick pole for this weekend. They've been probably the fastest car going into this race weekend. The fact that they haven't won the last two is just, yeah, I think they'll get it right this weekend though. Max Verstappen, I think Red Bull will struggle a little bit around here compared to what they have done in previous seasons. They are struggling with sort of car turning in. They struggled in Monaco, we've seen, and this is fast and twisty, so might be not too difficult, but I can imagine Max Verstappen pulling off a lap and he'll get second place. And I'm going for Lewis Hamilton to qualify in third place. For the race, I think Lando Norris should win it. I'm going for Lewis Hamilton to take second place. And a surprise, Oscar Piastri in third place. Yeah, no particular reason why that will be, but I think the two McLaren should be strong, and Mercedes had been strong, one of the strongest teams going in, haven't they? They won 3 of the last 4 races before the summer break, so no reason why they should lose any of the momentum over the break, because it's been a full factory shutdown for 2 weeks, so nobody working on the cars over that time. I think it should be a good weekend for the Alpine team. Their car does and should suit this circuit. It did last year, and we've seen that sort of evolve and continue, hasn't it, where we've seen cars do well there in certain circles last season, and they've carried on that through to this season, and I think Pierre Gasly in particular should do well. He did brilliant last time in third, but I think that's probably too far, but I think some good points potentially on the card for them. A bad weekend, I'm thinking, for Haas. Tight, twisty circuit. Not sure it'll really suit them too well. They did struggle a little bit in Hungary as well, didn't they, there? Let's look at the championship now. Max Verstappen leading the way, 277 points. Lando Norris just 78 points behind on 199. Is there a championship battle on? A couple of DNFs for Max Verstappen and wins for Lando Norris. Crucially, he doesn't need to win them, and we're right back in it with sort of a few races potentially to go with a championship battle. Seems unlikely though. Charles Leclerc in third place on 177 points, just 22 behind Lando Norris, so some upturn in form for Ferrari, and they're right back in this mix there, aren't they? Oscar Piastri just 10 behind on 167 points. Carlos Sainz on 162 points, just 5 behind Oscar Piastri, and it gets tight now, doesn't it? 6th place Lewis Hamilton on 150 points, just 12 behind Carlos Sainz. Sergio Perez down in 7th, and that's pretty damning on him, but he keeps his seat, 19 points behind Lewis Hamilton on 131. George Russell in 8th on 116 points, just 15 behind Sergio Perez. It's tight between sort of P8 from Norris up to P3. Any of them could really clinch third in the in the Drivers' Championship, I'm sure. If Norris drops off, then he's potentially in that mix for a second, isn't there? So it's tight up in there, and we're seeing different teams out of them drivers all winning races, and potentially any one of them could win any number of the races coming up now. It's so close. And then there's a bit of a drop off. Fernando Alonso in 9th place on 49.67 behind George Russell and Lance Stroll, top 10. Strong finish before the summer break for him, wasn't it? He's on 24 points, 25 behind Fernando Alonso. Let's look at the constructors quickly. Red Bull leading the way, 408 points. McLaren not too far back though, and they are mounting a challenge for this constructors title. I want to say that reluctantly though, because we said that big time about Ferrari after Monaco, and it went downhill from there, and they were a lot closer to Red Bull than McLaren are now, but just 42 points behind McLaren on 366 points. Ferrari in 3rd place, 22 back of McLaren on 345 points, or 21 back in 3rd place. Mercedes on 266 points, 79 points behind Ferrari, so a bit of catching up for them to do if they want to get up into the top 3 in constructors, and I'm sure they do. That's where all the money's dished out. And Aston Martin way back in 5th place on 73 points, 193 behind Mercedes. I think Mercedes are pretty comfortable. They're in the top 4 when you look at that, but then it's up for grabs, I think, potentially between 2nd and 3rd, potentially. If McLaren slip up, Ferrari get their act together, they could take it. If McLaren go on a barnstormer and win a few more races, I mean, we've not seen Red Bull take this top step, have we, for the last 4 races, which is surprising. And we're in for a fight for the constructors at least, and if McLaren win that, I think they can be massively proud of the season. But 10 to go, crucial races. I think when you look at the constructors, there's a lot to be played for in the drivers, yet it's not all over, which is exciting. We've had brilliant racing for this 2024 season, haven't we, so far? We've kind of been a bit spoilt. It's a shame that the Red Bulls were so dominant early on and took such a lead in the drivers, because I'm sure we'd have a real battle on our hands for the drivers. But anything can change. It's Formula One, and it normally does. It should be a fantastic 10 races to go. I can't wait for the action to get ready back in Zandvoort. And watch out for the qualifying review on Saturday and the race on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment as always. See you next time.